Smell like a rose to supersize and grow your business. Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're hearing my voice or seeing my face. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma, sharing with you the background and the meaning of different idioms and expressions that we hear and sometimes we've heard for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And although we might not think that they're impacting us personally, they're probably impacting the people that we come in contact with, either our customers or our vendors or our employees or other people that we run into in our everyday lives. And we want to know what they mean and how we can use them to our benefit, how we can use people's deep-seated beliefs and feelings and thoughts, things that they're thinking maybe even on a subconscious level in the building of our business. Now, this one is only from the early 20th century. It was written by an American who said, or must have somehow imagined some character falling in a stinky swamp or a stinky situation and then coming out still smelling sweet. This expression, to smell like a rose, of course, means to avoid a bad situation, to look good in a bad situation, to avoid damage to your reputation, even though you're involved in some sort of a corrupting situation. Maybe you're involved in something that's a little sketchy, ethically, morally, or I guess spiritually, however different things, or criminally, and you come off unscathed. You're not discovered to be involved in that situation. To appear pure and innocent, even if you're not so pure and innocent. Think of examples of this that we've seen in our lives or in our experience. Teachers' pets sometimes appear wonderful to the teacher, but they're not necessarily the nicest to the other students in the class. I think of Eddie Haskell from the show Leave It to Beaver. You know, he always looked amazing to adults, but the other kids knew that he was kind of a shyster. Politicians have a way of doing this. Sometimes they come out smelling like a rose when you know darn well that they're involved in less than ethical, moral, legal, or right behaviors, right? Our competition sometimes comes out smelling like a rose, even though we know they're using practices that are somewhat unethical or not right. So how do you smell like a rose and make sure that you are always above board and that you're not going to suffer from marks to your reputation or corruption? Well, number one, always behave above the line. Always choose to do what's right. When in doubt, don't do it. If it's a questionable thing, questionable of ethics, morals, values, or legality, take the high road. Don't do it. Choose not to do it. And expect the same from everyone else in your organization. You set the example. You set the tone as a business owner to what you expect and what is and is not okay in your organization. So above all else, be the best example of above the line behavior that is always good, always right, always moral, always ethical, always legal. And if you do that, then the people in your organization will tend to follow suit. It's, you know, just like with our kids, we have to be the example and live the example, not just tell them what we expect. We have to show them what we expect by our example. I don't know about you, but I believe in karma. I believe you can get away with stuff for a certain amount of time, but at some point the universe or the world is going to catch up with you, and if you are cheating the system or trying to cheat the system, you will get caught. Think any politician or political group or group in power that no longer is in power or no longer exists. You know, think of the empires that no longer exist. It's because they had degraded their behavior to the point where the people rose up and said, no, we're not going to take this anymore. And they took back their lives, they took back control of their lives, and they took back control of their leadership and their ruling classes and their governments and things. Think of the Catholic Church and all of the corruption that was covered up for centuries in that organization that has now come to light. It can only go so long having unethical behavior before it catches up with you, and you won't come out smelling like a rose. So I say, I would vote for always do what's right. If you do what's right, you never have to question yourself. Other people will still question you even when you do what's right, but you always know that you've taken the high road and you've done the right thing. This one's kind of preachy today, sorry people. Guess it's that time of year, the holidays, where we think about humankind and doing the right thing and being the best that we can be. So how do you come out smelling like a rose all the time? Just be the rose. Just be the example that you want to share with the rest of the world, and you never have to worry about covering anything up or getting caught in anything. It's like lying. You can lie and fool some people some of the time, but you always know if you've lied. You can smell like a rose because you are a rose and you behave like a rose all the time, or you can try to put perfume on it and cover things up and know that at some point it's going to catch up with you, especially in this day and age of social media and the internet. You're not going to get away with anything, so why even try to get away with it? At least that's what I think. Love to know what you think about this topic, smelling like a rose. And if you've got any great stories about it, share in the comments below. If I can help you in any way, or if you have questions about it, hit me up in the comments below or message me. That's it. That's all I've got today. Have an absolutely amazing day. Go smell some flowers if you can find some. See you tomorrow. Bye.